gonna have to restart it. Stream did die. Jeez Louise. Excellent connection. That's good. Okay, okay, we are back. I have no idea what. My bad, you guys. We just randomly started, or my internet randomly stopped. And then came right back on, so I was like, well, that's not good. But you guys are here. Okay. Rip the stream A. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good now. We're good. We're good. We're good. I don't think we really missed much, because I noticed pretty much immediately. But we're back. What happened? I'm not sure. But that happens with streams sometimes. Sometimes streams die. That's the first time it's ever, maybe the second time it's ever happened to me ever. But we're back. And everything's okay. But I need to switch over to a different live chat because it apparently split the stream into two. Even though it's still one for me, it never disconnected from OBS, which is shocking. Yes, YouTube is fun, but I'm glad that you guys are still around and didn't perish. Is it the same chat? I don't know if it's this is wild. This is wild and crazy to me. That's fine. I'll pop in both of these chats up. Excellent. All right. If you're not dying and you're not dying, you didn't notice you went live. Well, we went live and then we randomly stopped, but now we're back and everything is okay. Maybe. And if they're not okay, refresh the stream and it should be okay, question mark, maybe. It's all good. And then we'll see just how decisive the evidence really is. Indeed. And it's so strange because it still says I have 0 dropped frames, which is excellent. Which is so great when you're streaming and you can see 0% dropped. That's real nice. That's real nice. I also need to switch this back to live chat. Just making sure that everything's alive and well. Okay, we good. Okay, so this is the old live chat. This is the new live chat. Hello, new live chat. How are you guys doing now that we are no longer dead? Hopefully that doesn't happen again. First time that's ever happened. My throat is clear. In fact, let's drink some water. Let's drink some water and just give it a second. Give it a second. Is this Ace Attorney? Yes. It is the great Ace Attorney. Chronicles. Earlier today, I put up a poll on the community tab, and I was like, you know what? Stream something today. And here it is. I'm gonna have to, like, download both parts of these and upload it as one part, probably. Unless it just went straight through, I have no idea. Not sure. I think it's 2 different ones, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings. I actually might be able to do that with YouTube Studio. I might do that. I might play around. I've never used YouTube Studio to splice 2 videos together. We'll see. Headphone vibing. Good tag team. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Calm down, Ouchie. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Forever. That sounds very permanent, and I'm not a big fan of that permanality. Very well, officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing the both of those, right? I saw, I was gonna say the guy, at least the guy on the left looks like there were like a couple flashes of pictures at the very beginning when the shot was heard. Was this restaurant not empty at all? Were we lied to? Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations from the court. Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant, Ayesa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Kiryu Korikuta at your service. Ouchie scares me. I'm not scared of Ouchie. I could beat Ouchie in a fight. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pair. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. Oh, are you really? Really? So you're saying even more people are present at this restaurant other than me and the dead man and the waiter? Really more people? Okay, game. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Wait, so was he not counting my boy as one of the 3 people? And the other person is one of the... Okay, that's fine. I understand now. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most antique and exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with the interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't stand to understand a word that old man is saying right there. I just realized my phone is at 2% and I got no charger. So I'm gonna binge watch this when my phone is not dead. Yeah, go have a not dead. Go have a not dead phone. Not dead phones are the best kind of phones. I think all these people need some good looking glasses. I get that. Sorry, wa, chiga, I mean objection! True. And he seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques, not antiquities, and tries to sell them his wares, and despairs. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Why were we? Oh, we were there for I get you. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. What? It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing I was gonna say. I was gonna say there was something. It was like, what? What? So, this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Did you see me sweating? Have you seen my eyes? Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. Thank you. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Well, don't mind if I do. Sir, yes, sir. Yeah, look, mans, I'm gonna need you to do some explaining to the court. Please and thank you. Standing ready to report, sir. Huh. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. I do like his glasses, though. He's trembling. I feel like everyone here needs a doctor. You know what? Now that you guys have said it, this does look like a very, very old Taka. I get that. I was investigating a regulation beef. You were ingesting, not investigating. Are you guys happy? It's the steak. The steak's back. Regulation beef steak in a restaurant while having tactical discussion with that old man. Myself, I was oh, we're doing group testimonies. They did this in Ace Attorney and crap. Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. They did that in that. It was good. It was very interesting. I'm glad that doesn't make a return in this game. This game must have done it first. That's nice. Did he have a baby? Is he hiding a child? Maybe. Oh, maybe you are with the he's got like a strap around his thing, so he might have his child on his back. Myself, I was extolling virtues of a peculiarly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the... Calm your baby down. The enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly weasel. Wait, no. That's wrong! I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. This man just armed in the... Well, you know what? I take it back. Asogi has a whole sword. This is fine. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broadest of daylights. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It was the baby. The baby did it. Is that really true, Ryonosuke? Yeah, I like that they brought back the group testimonies from Layton versus Wright, and yes, Layton versus Wright did it like 5 years earlier? Really? It doesn't feel like that long ago that I played that game, but maybe it was. That game was older than I thought it was. Jeez Louise. That's crazy. Man's has a dagger, and this man's has a sword, so I can't like, they're just letting everything into the courtroom, and that seems about right for Phoenix Wright, actually. That seems about right, that you can get away with pretty much anything. Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Which is a mistake in itself. How much stuff does that guy have? Well, he's a collector of antiquities. All of his curios. His Cheerios. After I said hello to Dr. Watson, I went back to my table and sat down and drank some coffee. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down just as I was picking it up. What? If that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. So, that's really interesting. Why? Because... Also, this music, great. The entire soundtrack for this game, phenomenal. One of my favorites from Phoenix Wright. Avi, the chat is frozen on screen. Oh, well, that is a potentially easy fix. If I go into live chat here and refresh, then y'all should be good in a second. It froze on Mr. O'Hare. Mr. O'Hare, oh no. Was it just the chat, or just, rather, was it just the chat, or was it the entire screen? I have to wait a second for you guys to answer that. Mr. O'Hare. Okay, so it's looking like it's fine on the screen now. Here you guys are coming up again. We're gonna have Mark's one. So, the thing that caught my attention is that he said, shot him in the back, that coward, and clearly it was a close range shot from the front, from what we saw from the original picture. Just the chat box, thank goodness. I've been told that happens sometimes. And whenever it happens, I just have to go in and refresh it, and then everything starts moving again in just a second. And there it is, right below. Clearly it was shot from the front. That's something we've already discussed. They gave us the answer way earlier. Well, if that's the truth, there was a criminal on the scene. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to, I know what, there was also no exit one, right? So he couldn't have shot him from the back, and then, oh, there's a thing from there. He was shot close range, but that's also not the only thing that was a little suspicious. Why do you only? Is that a monocle? I thought there were glasses. I wasn't paying attention to that, man. Shot from the front, no exit wound. This all seems a little bit suspicious. So to me, this only made sense that like, Streamlabs go bury me. I think they did. It happens sometimes. He picked up the gun, and I would think whoever shot the man would have to like shoot them at that point. It just, everything seems a little weird. There could be more than one gun and not just the one round. That makes sense. And they don't have ballistics test back during this time. We're gonna go and cross-examine. Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimonies of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. I'm vibing to this OST, dang. It's so good. It's so good. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this. No, no. Declare the verdict. Yes, do that. No, please don't. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Avi and Sayaka actually go way back. No, we don't. I like how everyone's first suspect is Sayaka, always freaking Sayaka. It's either Avi or Sayaka. It wasn't me. I was here with you guys when that man's got shot, so it couldn't have been me. But by Ace Attorney rules, since I seem the most innocent, I probably didn't. It was me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next to goodness gracious told me to do it. How pathetic. It's true, he did tell me to do it. Huh? How did he know? Cause you're struggling, my boys. Way back does not always mean good. You know what? You're right, we go way back in the worst of ways. The prosecution objects. It's a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly care? I have had so much experience in cross-testimonies, cross-examinations in this game. Objection! That's right, you objected to this man. Point at him. Point at him. Point at him. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Go. Kazuma's so commanding. Maybe one day I can be just like him. The defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins. Ryonosuke. I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but this is a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right. Evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive evidence and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Classic stuff, classic stuff. He is so commanding that he slammed his fist and the music stopped. Let's go, Ryonosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh my gosh, my boy. It's like you slapped two wet salmon on the desk. You gotta work on the thud, my boy. Alright then, it's all or nothing. That was a good sound effect. That was a really good sound effect. That kinda got me. What the witnesses saw. I was eating some steak, I believe you. I believe you too. You I don't believe. Now hold on. What are my options here? Reader. Ooh. No, we don't want to do that. It's interesting that they have a story mode on. Text skip. Wait time. Oh, interesting. Okay. Ooh, text box transparency. There's so many options. Sometimes I like to go into the options of this game, because every time it's a little bit different. Go ahead. Fired on the Englishman and from the back. Okay. This is where I assume that we present either this or this. This makes the most sense. To me. Right? Look at that. Shot in the chest, and they told us about the stuff. My general rule is always press it first.
Yes!
Let's see what you have to say. So this black uniformed cadet, you're saying that was... I've just had about enough of your sauce, cadet. Your sauce? Who else do you see around here in a black uniform, huh? Well, actually, my friend over there. Yeah. Standing right next to me, he also fits that description. It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man. From behind, his back, and you call yourself as good that baby. A citizen of the great empire of Nippon, you disgust me. What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not quite sure. Sounds like something the sergeant said is wrong. Something's playing on. Yeah, I know. I just like to press it first. Check over the details of the evidence. I know. Finding consistency with what's there. Just don't hold back. I got you. I'll do it. I understand. Asogi, I get you. Awarded. Wait, I got a thing? There's achievements in this game? What? Wait, hold up. Wait, what? There's achievements? Both of them might work. You're right. Psychically, they might. Present is X?
Yes!
Take this. It might be both that work. It's a tutorial case. They're very lenient. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir! You can tell by the furious look in my eyes. I mean, yes, there is a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I didn't kill him! I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. Huh. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Ugh, this is so frustrating. Just give him a stab. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. We got the best assistant in the whole world. Goodness gracious. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at this photographic print presented by the defense, that there is a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity student fired on the English gentleman, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. Then
Yes!
You might want to get your eyes checked, sir. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a... because... I'm gonna go play Identity via Sia. Old see you later. Thanks for showing up. Take a close look at the print. Look at it. It's clear. Even though it's still weird. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here? Well... Oh, it's the baby! Oh, it's cute! That's a lot... don't... Maybe it's a growth. Maybe it's not a baby. That's a growth. He just shoved it back down into his body. What the... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Well... Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment he... Oh, it's a cute baby. It is a cute baby. Until the moment I heard the firearm, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious carnival steak, sir. What? So what you're saying is you didn't see me shoot him? Someone get this man's out of here. The last testimony the court has proved one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. That witness, Sergeant Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. My client didn't do it. Send me to Great Britain. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Kya! Awarded. Hey, hold on. They're giving me all these awards. I'm here for this. Treating me. He wanted steak. He's one of us. True. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. He said the name of the game, yay! The name of the franchise. But I definitely saw him. That university kid there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's stack. But I never fired the gun. This is interesting. If you did see him pointing the gun at the back of the victim, that could still be true. We can't say that everything that he said has been false. All I did was pick it up off of the floor. Huh. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Luigi is disappointed. Hi! Hello. Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure, sir? Treasure in a restaurant? Okay. He can calm down. Indeed, the Hoi era Koban, my prize coin. On each This is gonna end up being important. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it's my aptitude to place in my bosom pocket, a particular trinket of interest from my shop, in hopes of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was the military man that I proffered my Hotai treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I presented it with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest moments, it was there no more, it simply vanished. The Koban vanished? So there's a thief and a murderer, and they might be the same person. Or not. Hunting around the table, this is gonna be important. Hunting around the table I was, in case mishap, it had fallen there, and then it happened, the gunshot. Where the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was only concerned with finding my absconded Hotai treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? Did you? I see. So it's still missing too. That lamentable day, the precious Hotai Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrumptious scoundrel pocketed the coin for himself. Now, I don't want to point any fingers or look towards the sergeant. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. We have no time for coins. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. You didn't tell us that part. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. Huh. What's your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Well, I'm winning right now, but just barely. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. There was a tiger here? God, I love his eyes. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there was only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryonosuke Naruhodo. What? Me? It wasn't I. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well, the court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Is that clear? As clear as Carico glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. This is my child, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks. Sir, name Aido. Hi, Aido. Hido. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. How clever, Asogi. Aido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Oh, you get this boy a tissue. Get him a tissue. I love this theme. I love this. It's a good one. It was a good game. Nosa's sus in my opinion, but it's a pure guess. I can imagine Corey Kuda being the one character in the Ordeal Simulator that finds a whole bunch of random stuff. He's scrappy. You know what? He couldn't find anything. Couldn't even find it. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment of the firearm being discharged, it's almost the same thing. No, it's not. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's pointing. I forgot that this game has all sorts of pun names. I gotta pay attention to those too. Yeah, it's pointing the gun at the foreign man. He was that young lad in black. That much I did see myself. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there was only one personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, with the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black... What about this woman? The black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Yes! Does the judge have vodka next to him? Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone must have seen her. What is this man's... I think he's crazy. There was clearly somebody there, but I'm still gonna say he's crazy. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of this incident. The prosecution has photographic evidences. There's more photos? It's a photographic print of the crime scene. Indeed, of the table in which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. Huh? That don't make no sense. Right? Because this is after the incident, and we have the picture of him when he was shot. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. That's what the saw, sir. I get you. I hate this. Because this is a clear discrepancy. And I know the game's gonna hold me out on this discrepancy for so long. But clearly... Okay, we'll continue. As plainly as can see, there's only one place set. Certainly based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not only in the company of nobody else. Ugh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the court record. Photographic print of the crime scene. My internet's being dumb. It looks like a normal day at the restaurant. Stop! Don't do that to this restaurant. It doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. He can't have gone from having a full steak to dying with a full steak to not having a full steak. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. What's going on here? I don't understand either, Ryonosuke. I don't know. Nosuke? It's just not possible, but no one else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I saw that. Yeah, the glass is different too. The water or the wine that he was drinking. It's like a completely different table. Maybe even not a I don't. Something's amiss, clearly. I swear I saw that woman with him. The steak is the steak is important. Holy cheese! It's nuts. It's nuts. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we've just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To that, I, Taketsuchi Auchi, have contributed to the anonymity of these two great empires is an honor. You didn't do anything. You didn't do a thing. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryonosuke. It is not over yet. From the creators of Meat on the Bone. If what you say is true, then there's something going on behind the scenes here. Everyone here almost ate the most important piece. Y'all, exactly. Y'all would have had this man's going to jail or death because you were hungry for steak. Deplorable, despicable, and I'm disappointed. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazumi. Kazuma, I don't know, man. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. The Bloom. This game is awesome. It's a very I like the I'm gonna say it a million times during this playthrough. The music of this game is incredible. This is also a very good prologue. The prologue cases are usually a little bit meh for Ace Attorney games, except in like the first couple of games. I think they started going all out for prologue case, and I was like, this is a prologue case. And this one's pretty good, especially if I would love to like rank all of the prologue cases, but I have to like go back and go through them again. Well, not prologue cases, tutorial cases, what I call them, the first case of the game. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment, it doesn't mean a thing. Yes, pointing his gun. I gotta change this option real quick, hold on. There's an option, and it's not text skip. Maybe it is this one. I don't want to skip unread text. Maybe well, hold on. Screen flashes, reader, not that. It's gotta be text skip. Wait time. Well, let's try it. Heck yeah. Let's try it. That much I did see myself. That is exactly what I wanted, thank goodness. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time. Alone, he was. I think we probably need to press everything for this. Because I don't think we can present anything on any of these things in particular. Indeed, alone he was, dining all by himself. No one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched with the Englishman. Also, what do we have? What did we just get? Carbonated water, so it's not wine. A steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. One of you said dining alone, didn't you? Let's press this.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man and the soldier and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? Let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As clear as can be seen, there is a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea, but I know there was someone else there. Can't wait for Super Danganronpa another chapter 2. I'm excited for that too. I don't know when it's coming out. I know a lot of things are happening in terms of Fangons very shortly. It's about to be like a autumn and winter of Fangons. Therefore, no, not that one. Furthermore, visual search of the premises confirmed that there was. Let's just press everything. It's not the same thing. I'll still press it though. No. It's not the same thing at all. No, it's not. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion of that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this a defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. It might not be. You might not have blinked. I don't think he blinked. I think he's lying to my face. He didn't blink. He's never blinked. Never, not once. Or have what? Tin son. His baby. The fire of that fire, the sound of that firearm, you know what? I feel like the baby would have been crying if he fired that gun. The very next moment. Actually, maybe not. There's been a lot of loud noises in this courtroom, and that baby's been perfectly fine. Actually, no, it whined a couple times, and it kind of freaked me out. I think it says it all. Grr. Let us not forget that these antique dealer witnessed the accused incriminating crime. Isn't that so, Korakuda-san? No, he clearly didn't.
Yes!
I don't believe you didn't do that, did you? Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I already told you, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when, all of a sudden, I came across a gun. Noticed it on the floor at Dr. Watson's feet, so I picked it up. That exact moment, bang! A gunshot rang in my ears. Huh. Full evidence of events beyond our control. Life is... Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban on the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as well. Anyway, the fact remains, I did see you, with the pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. At least he's not saying, without a doubt, that we did it. We already pressed on this one. Black uniform. We'll press on all of them.
Yes!
Third one. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Watson's table. A lady was there.
Attention!
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught a glimpse of this woman. Ugh. I do wonder what the issue is with this woman. Maybe she's invisible. Only we saw her. Maybe there's like a partition somewhere. If only there had been more people dining at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner at any restaurant. I know. Of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'll have a feast at 2 o'clock. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at a time of day and why he was alone. He wasn't alone! He was with a woman, a young lady, a hot date. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? There we go. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. Let's go, finally. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to the restaurant, visiting the restaurant. No! I'm not gonna say a word. Because it would be spoilers for other Phoenix Wright games, but God. Hata Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Hata Clinic. Ugh. The very date of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't have been more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before... Wait, no. Please present it so I can read it. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Huh? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence. Could you think it'd be useful? Yes, give me that! Yes! Put it in there! Gosh!
Yes!
Good gracious. Yes, stop! No, stop! Don't do it! Y'all are all nuts. All of you. Terrible. Terrible. And awful. Every single one of you. Hata Clinic. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report to be submitted as evidence. On what grounds? Because I want it to be. Don't at me, ouchie. We can throw hands. I know that hair's fake. The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Objection? Ryunosuke, you really gotta work on your objection instead of your yes! Even though I like his yes. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence, lest I slice you down with my sword. Very well, the court will grant the victims the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Goodness gracious, of course I'm gonna do it. They toss a piece of evidence in my face, of course I'm gonna take it. Officer, kindly put that in my pocket, thank you very much. Now if you don't mind... Thought I could examine it. Okay, well. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. Huh. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate the accused Korakuta-san. Yeah, I really figured that I'd be able to examine this. Really? Medical report. Hana clinic. Victims. I wish I could see what the medical, like, it'd be, I feel like whatever he went for is going to be of the utmost importance.
Yes!
We'll press on this. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? Cadet Kelly? I remember. Clearly. There was a woman sitting across the table. She was a beaut, too. I actually only went over there to introduce myself to her, not the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion? It's just not possible. And the waiter too? Who served the dining companion? Unfortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely, in other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. F for Avi's I know! I was like, this has to be, this is it! It wasn't it! But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands no further mentions of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Ha ha ha. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. Can't see that it brings any discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should advise... I tried! Kazuma, I tried! I picked it up like this. I said, oh, let me look at that. And it just said, oh, I'm a medical report. How exactly? You notice some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass that... But this one didn't! Kazuma! Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Oh, we can rotate it. But I couldn't do it, Kazuma! Couldn't! How dare you? And that's when I can select certain things to probably get more information, which I am used to. And I expected to do, and then the game was like, oh no, just get it first, and then Kazuma will tell you how to do it. Move the crosshair to... Yes, I know. The crosshairs to start to pulsate, goodness gracious. Press A to investigate further. Okay. So, partner. Yes, thank you. Alright, let's see what I can do. Indeed. Yeah! Alright, what does this say? They need to gate you off from doing it before the I know! I'm so furious. It says, hold a clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same thing? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to visit, or I had this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr, I'll never forget it. Not in my whole life. Most people will give their right arm to only have one cold in their whole life. Yes. It's a tutorial thing, Amy. Sometimes games won't let you do things until they say you can. It just happens. I know, but I was ready. I was like, why? You could have let me do it 8 seconds ago. But if that gate is open, there's something else that I want to look at. I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. Don't want to miss anything. Alright, so there was a little opening here. There's things here too. Don't really want that. Open it. Hey! What is this? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was murdered. Extraction of... So you're telling me. You mean to tell me? And one more time. You mean to tell me that this man had his teeth yanked and could not even eat steak? Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas, the most modern... We'll continue. Okay, for pain relief, yeah. I've heard of this anesthesia, although it's hard to believe there's anything that could actually stop you from feeling pain. This case... We'll keep going. Cautionary note from the practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. So what you're saying is he could not eat or drink besides water. Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. He went to a restaurant with that. I think that's the biggest question mark of all of this. He must have had to have that meeting with that woman, which makes me even more curious as to who that woman is. And it's so sad because we've been going for 2 hours and I definitely just stopped at 9. So we're gonna go for another 19 minutes. Hopefully that gets us strides through. And if someone tells me that there's only 20 or 30 more minutes left in this case, then we'll just finish this case off. Meaning that one particular statement totally changes. I think it's time we listen to that testimony. Oh yes, I do believe we go back. I thought we were depressed to get some things, and we did. That was definitely not 3 hours after procedure that he got shot. Oh, it was not at all. Until post 1 a.m., it was just after. I don't know how that man's got there. I don't know how he got there. How did he get there? That man was hopped up on laughing gas. He was hee hee ha ha walking, and he's what is okay. Good. Great. Dining all by himself sounds, hey, check this out for me real quick. Just, take a little peek at, hey, hey, please, hold on. Before I was gonna goof and gaff and hand him this medical record, but now, Ryunosuke, we gotta talk about you raising your hand in court hey, buddy, question, hello. I'd like to think, What are you talking about? What are you wittering, lad? Are you calling yourself? You call yourself a lawyer? I tell you what, I only got one eyeglass. My other eye is completely out. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I am the accused. It took them maybe 4 to 5 hours to complete. Goodness gracious. In a stream, this one? This case? This is a tutorial case, what? Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. You've opened the floodgates, Kazuma. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, and thanks for the advice. I did it! Murder! Wait, Ryunosuke, I take back what I just said. Korakuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And? I don't see. What of it, boy? I remember case 1 of Dual Destinies being pretty long, too. I think it was. I feel like I know who it is, and I don't want to say it just in case I got it correct, but I feel like I'm not. I feel like it just has to be the woman. Right? It's either the woman or the waiter. But I think it's the woman. The last trial of the first game exists. The time took me 10 hours. The last trial of the first game. Last trial of the first game, yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a good trial. Certain case that was finally figured out. Comparing what is written on this report card to your witness statement, you gotta work on these salmon hands, my boy. Something clearly doesn't add up. Your objection is the sorriest thing that I've, well, you know what, second sorriest thing I've heard in this game. Salmon hands, Ryunosuke, that's pretty bad. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? I don't pay attention to a word you say. That's the one with the pair. Oh god, I forgot all about that man's. What is his name? Always falling asleep. Angel Star. You're just. It's bringing back memories. I need to go back and play the original trilogy again. You are not to interrupt the court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Grr, but that's... Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. I just want him to, like, curse this man's out. No fancy words, no clever language. Screw you, bully. I am gonna go over there, take a Sogi sword, slice your desk in two, and look you straight in the eyes and say, salmon hands, it matters to me, dang it. Thank you, Ryunosuke. You're a hero and a legend. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies of the court have been clear and concise. This medical report has no bearing on the matter at hand, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have possibly perpetrated the... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? Wait, hold on. Did he slap the desk? Did he slap the desk? And did it not sound like salmon? Or maybe he didn't slap the desk. I must be imagining things. That's crazy. That just couldn't have been it. What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hota Clinic, which issued this report, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you as a result that the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up right here. No food, no drink, other than water, for 3 hours post-procedure, while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't be. Korekuda-san? What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2, not 1, but 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have had anything to eat. Nothing at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. Oh, that was a good slap. Oh, that was a good, you saw his hands go up, and then boy did they come. Oh, you'll love to hear it. But that can't possibly be the case. Now can it? Because the victim, as we know now, had just one of his teeth extracted and still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Oh yes, go ahead and freak out. Everyone else freak out too. People in the crowd freak out. You all freak out. You freak out. I'm a freak out. Expertly done, partner. Oh, you know, yes,
Objection!
Oh, you can try and object. What? What is this nonsense, you little upstart? Oh. Tell him, Ryunosuke. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can see clearly the food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Objection. Oh, use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Huh? Oh yes, of course, most definitely, Ryunosuke. We just had a moment. We just had a moment of you in full confidence, and now you're like, oh yes, of course. Yes, that sounds about right. Thank you, Asogi. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat, which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? My, have the God, I'm freaking out! Everybody freak out! Oh yes, the tables, they have indeed turned. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Oh, I have been prepared, Asogi, get your mans. Help Ryunosuke. Counsel, oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of turning the trial around. Turn around. Every now and then I fall apart. This is the start of turning this case around, turning this trial around, turning everything upside down. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me. I did it. It was done. I've been eyeing that steak the entire time. I wasn't eyeing his lovely female friend. I wasn't eyeing him, the Englishman. I was eyeing the steak, and I shot him for it. I needed the steak in my life. I knew he couldn't eat it, he was just taunting me with it. All I could afford was this cup of coffee, so it was me. I shot him dead, and I ate some of his steak. Was it worth his life? Heck yeah. The victim himself, no. The two witnesses, does that make any sense? No. I guess a third party. It was me all along! Obviously, it could only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
Will you not let this go? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have... Wait, there was something else that I wanted to do. Dang. Yes, I can turn it around! What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Chief Inspector... Oh, what?! Chief Inspector Hosonaga? Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, I expected this to be someone else's card, and instead it was this man's as a chief inspector. Holy heck! Do you see it says the witness's name here? Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show a person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that I expected. It's his job title. His job? Oh. Chief no, that's exactly, I had the same. That was me. I'm Ryunosuke. I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's just his name. And I was like, wait, Chief? What? Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Imperial Police Bureau. What are you telling me? My sick on the husband listed chief inspector, that ain't a winner at all. My gosh. Okay, continue. Inspector, what on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... Okay, thank goodness. Because I was gonna say there's something iffy about this. And now I can actually garner more information about these things as well. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think, definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident, but there's nothing to show of the woman you saw there. Exactly. And that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Huh? Yes, whatever. No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially if they were in a hurry. That's very insightful. Only makes sense if you leave it in Japanese characters, which I also really like about this game. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself? Study hard. Oh, never mind. He's just a dummy. Okay, well, I'm glad I did that. Can I turn it? I can't turn this around. I was like, I can't turn that around. What? I can turn this around? Hello. My personal student number is engraved here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a UMA's. Oh my gosh. You may not come in, they say. That's actually really clever. Of course you can get a new pen made if you just tell them your number. I actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know. Ryunosuke, no. I say to myself, I mustn't forget to write that down somewhere, but then I forget that, and yeah, poor boy. Okay. That's fine. That's big. That's very big. But we're gonna continue with the story for a little while. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. I'm still shocked. This is, in the last couple of minutes, we just had a whole bunch of eye-opening twists. And it's been crazy. Every second of it's been wild. How the tables have turned again. How the turntables. That's huge. It shows that man is a big liar. I wonder who else had the dummy trait, Lamau. I'm shocked. I'm very shocked. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else eating it there. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, it would show great disrespect to Great Britain. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Oh yes, I have a sword and Great Britain on my side. Don't worry, Counsel, I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, the two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, you're going to jail. Obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Well, actually, that's actually a little side thing in Danganronpa V3. It's actually a neat little thing that they put on there. I wish they would go back. I wish they like their remaster and they had a little perjury in the other ones too. Perjury? His eyes are going crazy again. And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed with complicit. Oh, complicit in the killing. Oh, complicit in murder? No, no! Even the baby? Even the baby! Hold it. No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. Tactical meeting? I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman, huh? Just say you never saw the gentlewoman, huh? Just say you never saw the Q. Can you run that by the court one more time, huh? Oh. What? Can you run that by the court one more again for the people in the back? Can you give it to it for the people in the back? One more time for the people who are hard of hearing. Can you tell them what you just said? Oh, no. You were just following orders, huh? Now hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman in the back. Never saw the gentlewoman. For the people in the back. For the people in the chat. Ooh. Ooh. I have the power of Great Britain and anime on my side. Ouchie, you snake. I don't even think it was ouchie. I think it was the not waiter. The not waiter. But why? So, like, I understand. Like, I understand if she killed them. Maybe she's, like, the spouse of this I don't know. Continue. I at this point, I think it's, like, clearly it's her. But I want to know not even why it's her, but why are they protecting her? When you say gentlewoman, you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas. Oh, no. This is a foreign relations issues? This is a foreign relations issue. Is she also British? Why is she killing this Britishman? Continue.
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? Which is actually, that is like the only way to keep Japan in the clear, to have, that makes sense. That makes sense, at least storyline wise right now. To have the only person who could kill this English gentleman be another person from Great Britain. That is the only way that Japan wouldn't be in any sort of hot water for this. Huh. Okay, continue. But also, why? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Yeah, like, I kind of assumed that he didn't even know. I kind of assumed that he maybe didn't even know. It's so hard to just say theory after theory because they might be right. It's just, that's what makes the most sense to me. Right now, I feel like it's a lock on who did it, but I still have no idea how it happened. Hello, I'm Korean Plan. Thank you for playing game cheerfully. Thank you. Thank you for coming from Korea, isn't it? Actually, I guess it would be really early over there now, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, which is also why I kind of like streaming at 2 different times. One's kind of late and then one's kind of early, because it's lets other people get a chance to sit on the stream who don't get to catch it when it's early. Every time Ouchie yells objection, I want to strangle him to keep him from talking. His voice angers me. Funnily enough, we were talking about Jorgen Von Strangle earlier. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Y'all are in hot water now. Order. Counsel, explain what's going on here. So the judge didn't even know. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Gosh, his salmon slaps are back. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. You're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't... This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way that they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any... I was gonna say! He seems just... So we did end up getting like one step ahead of this by looking at that card. But that's because I always look at every piece of evidence, and that's something I wasn't able to do, and I was like, oh, they gave me something to do. Let me do it with everything. Because that's how I play Phoenix Wright games. It's just so interesting that I almost feel like it has to be this woman, and it has to be foreign relations. But I still don't know why or how. The part that seems obvious is obvious. The part that how it happened is still so curious. I don't believe Ouchie, because it couldn't have been her from far away, right? It couldn't have been her from far away because it was a gunshot that was close to the vest. Because of the gun explosion, because of how old these guns are, they said it had to be a shot that was like right here. Had to be a shot that was right there. I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. Let's continue. What do you say? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there can only be a handful of possibilities. It can only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Oh, the police, you say? Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever tried to make them keep their mouths shut? I believe we know. I believe we do know. I think we know why as well, but we don't know how it happened. And that's the thing about Phoenix Wright games. You can have all of these theories, but if you don't know like one step in the process, you could still be wrong at the very end of things. Of course, we'll need evidence to make any things. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? Oh, Lamau. I'm sorry, game. I jumped ahead. That's not my bad. That's how I always play these games. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have. We need to re-examine everything, make sure we haven't missed anything. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that witnesses are manipulated, please, wait, Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I know nothing. I know nothing. I am nothing. Let's see. AP Big Braining Lamau. There seems to be, then it seems these matter, it seems these, no matter what you were helping hide a murder. Like I said, there was another gun on the scene, probably. But even if there was another gun on the scene, it's like, well, I guess we can disregard everything that they've said. She could have just been standing right there and shot the mans. She could have done that. But I feel like, well, you know what? His back was turned away from the... We'll keep going. I'm still not certain about how it happened. What does the evidence have to say, the defense have to say about this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout the first name that comes to my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence was... Dang it. I was hoping my picture would be... I was like, it was me all along! No. The man himself, the murderer, this guy. He's not a waiter. He could still be a waiter, I guess. Yes! It was him. Well, surely that would be... Satoru Hosonaga-san. We are way ahead of Kazumi this time. You're right, Banana Girl. The waiter who took the stand earlier? Objection! Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. Well, if you would simply turn this card around, you would see. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man were truly a waiter. What? If he were true... What? Did you turn something around again? Come on, Ryonosuke-san. Ryonosuke... Look. Boy. Naruto. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about his real identity? You mean this card that we turned around? Oh, do you actually want me to turn it around again? Oh, I did not. I definitely did not click the present button. I clicked the wrong button. Look, I know we were ahead of the game, but that still does not, I'm still, like, I like to click the wrong button sometimes. Keep you on your toes. I meant to press Y.
Yes!
I mean X. X is the button that I wanted to press. I sure did press it. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great level of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude it. No, turn it around. Sorry, Your Excellency. It's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. What? Are you drunk, sir? Or perhaps I should have said, the front? I understand what he means now, because technically the front of the card is where you would see his name and title, but technically it's the back of the back. So you want, look, he slammed it. Yes, the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Look, read his name on the reverse side of the business card. The front of the business card reveals that the man's profession in question is true profession. The waiter's profession. But that's surely... Good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. I'll tell you what. He was, in fact, no waiter. He was police. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigator Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? I'm the prosecutor. They could have told me. What? I could have used this to my advantage. We could have won this case like 8 minutes ago. What? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power, as far as a regular civilian is considered. So witnesses there in the stand. Yes, you two. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene. Well... I'm old! Hold it! Uh-oh! Inspector Hosanaga? This sounds like a villain theme to me! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. He has the anime glasses thing. Uh-oh, bad guy time. Yeah, this does sound like a bad guy theme to me. Hello, Hosanaka? It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant lately. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of homicide. This case of homicide, not the case. They could all be homicides. Huh. Very well then, Inspector Hosanaga, but you will have to elaborate on one point for the court. Salary cut. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. At the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. That is indeed true. Clearly, you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Ahem. Pardon me, this was not also a part of my waiter routine. I'm actually not. I mean, given Gumshoe's salary, oh no! Gumshoe! That's my boy. Me and Gumshoe, we go way back, but in a good way. Someone's gonna add that to the Hunger Games suggestions. Avi and X go way back, but not in a good way. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! Huh, as I suspected. Excuse me while I wipe away the blood from my mouth. And he shot, and that was the end of Ryunosuke. He was shot in the courtroom by the police. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Now hold on. Now he's had all this time to formulate a whole nother idea around this case. Also, we gotta end this in a second. I want to get through this first, because I'm very intrigued. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. What about the Englishwoman? It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. What? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. So he was just following orders, but also from who? But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Well, then can we just claim everyone is not guilty? Because I think it's pretty clear at this point that my boy... It's not clear that my boy didn't do it, but I think it's clear that she might be the number one suspect now. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. Look, this is tricky now. Okay, continue. The Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect. Yeesh. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. Right? One possibility does spring to mind. Kazuma? What do you mean, Kazuma? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. Uh-oh. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical facilities research laboratory, is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it was prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands you name the lady in question at once and expect her. Gosh, his glasses are super cool. Now that it doesn't feel like he's a villain anymore. Which is strange because he surely had a villain feeling theme, goodness gracious. Then they're letting a person get away with, yes. They were basically they're currently letting her get away with it. Because at this point, it seems like she's the killer. I still don't know how she did it. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Jezile Brett. Miss Brett? She is indeed a foreign study student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical facility. Well, what is happening here? Okay. I admit that under the orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene. In order for these witnesses to make no mention of her testimony. Well, you didn't do a great job. You didn't do a great job of you could have just taken the steak. You could have taken the plate away. Could have taken. Well, I guess he didn't know that he had a tooth missing. You should have done. You were an investigator. You do better. Do better. No, I'll keep going. And by keep going, I mean I'm gonna end in a second because we're closing in on 3 hours. Jeez Louise, this is when it doesn't feel like it's been 3 hours. It must be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Okay. Very well. My thoughts. Thus far, the cases presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise, namely that the victim was dining alone. You mean to say? However, as we have now discovered that premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling.
Objection!
Don't object! Ouchie! I'm gonna give you an ouchie. But your excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Council. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my Let's go, Judge! He a real one. That's my boy. Me and the judge, we go way back. Way back. Ugh. Inspector Hosonaga? Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle, Miss Brett, and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. You know what, Hosonaga? You're alright. I don't think he wanted to do what he had to do. But I'm glad that he's here. I'm here for that. Everyone's kind of like on my side now, and I'm feeling that. So it won't be a problem. Unless he dies right here and right now. Oh, hello! Nothing will get in my way. Let's go, Hosonaga. Let's go. That's my dude. Me and Hosonaga, we go way back too. We're all going way back. Court will be adjourned briefly. Oh, we're actually reaching a stopping point. That's good. That's very good. The prosecutor. This is a crazy. It's not. This isn't a tutorial case. This is not a tutorial case. This is a case. This is a real case. This is the case. This is the case. The prosecution must call the English student, Jezaleel, Jezla, Brett, to the stand. Jezile, do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. Jeez Louise. Is this like the halfway point? Goodness gracious. Dang. Yeah, heck yeah, save current progress. And we're gonna end it here. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I'm shocked that I didn't save it like 9 times already. Okay, that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote for this one. Yeah. And there's a good screen. Good screen. Ooh. Yeah, because we're about to go to trial part 2. This is crazy. The Adventure of the Great Departure is the name of this one. This is that was a ride, especially for a tutorial case. Hold on. Giselle, thank you. Thank you for that, banana girl. Because boy was I struggling with that one. Oh man, this is good. And I've only heard good things about this game. It's very fresh for an Ace Attorney game. And I'm still, like, it's, at this point, unless they throw some other major twist in there, and it's Ace Attorney. They could. Sometimes you don't even meet the person who did the killing until, like, the last day. This is crazy. Also, I can bring myself back to full screen me. Whew. Ooh, okay. That's awesome. This was great. I've really enjoyed this. I love I don't know. Y'all are all Hosonaga fans, Hosonaga stans. I get it now though. I do get it. Before I was like, oh, he's a villain. He did it, and then he was like, I'm willing to see this through, and I was like, that's my boy. And then he pulled one of these, and I was like, that's my dude. Okay, but I do think it's time. It is well beyond time, especially since we had one brief intermission of my internet jumping. We need to stop turning these tables. I just want my food. Yeah, you're just like at the table. You're like, finally, the steak is mine, and then it turns, and you're like, gosh, darn it. Good stream. No, this was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys selected this. We might be back tomorrow. It's probably be around the same time. Might be back tomorrow. I think the finales for the Hunger Games are going to be either Saturday or Sunday. I think I might just stick them both on Sunday. Might be a double upload Sunday. Don't quote me on that. I'm still figuring that out. I'll know by tomorrow. But until then. Not sure if you knew this from before, but I thought I'd mention it. Again, if you didn't see it, Ouchie is the Japanese name of the pains. I guess everyone loves the. Yeah, no, I knew. As soon as I read it out loud, I was like, oh, not Winston Payne. All the pains, but yeah. Yeah, you should be super asleep by now, Alexis. Go to sleep. It's like super in the AM for you. In fact, all y'all go to sleep. Everyone go to sleep. Every single person, get yourself some shut-eye. This was fun. I think we're gonna be back to it. I should also probably turn this down a little bit. We'll be back to this. I don't want to promise tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, definitely Saturday. We're gonna finish this trial. Because I'm invested now. I'm very invested. But until then, Toon Link Dave, Anomaly, the Normal Cars, and your United States Aviator taking off. Thank you everyone for watching, especially for the late stream. I kind of wanted to play around with the times, because I like to do a late stream, I like to do an early stream. There's also a train coming, which is perfect timing to end this all off. Toodaloo, flight crew. Thanks for watching. And now, I'll say goodbye. I'll say goodbye as I click a whole bunch of things and say, oh yeah, I gotta get you ready to get gone. And goodbye.